So last night on Monday Night Raw, Liv Morgan teamed up with Natalya, and what happened as a result of this has really divided opinion on social media. All I've seen since is that Liv is buried. No, she's not. And we're going to explain why in this video. We're going to analyse the entire match. Literally, Liv was set to start the match. Natalya got out of the ring. So, this is how it was going to start. All's well and good. Well, obviously, Natalya didn't see it that way. Liv literally did nothing. Natalya tagged herself in. Liv, when she finally got into the match, got offense. Something Natalya did not get. Natalya hit one roll-up. That's it. Literally, Liv Morgan did all the work for her team in this match. In fact, Natalya, the whole time Liv was in the ring, was out of the ring. Liv even got a pinfall over Billie Kay, but the referee was distracted. This is a common thing for WWE and wrestling companies to do because it protects Liv Morgan. Liv didn't just walk in and get rolled up. She had this match won, but the referee was distracted. Now, we know that because even Liv herself is tweeting out that picture showing the world that she had this match won. If it wasn't for the referee distracted, she would be the winner. And yes, that left Liv Morgan in the ring to take the pinfall after a double team move. But that's okay, it's wrestling, people get pinned. Natalya was still out of the ring, and she was only thrown out of the ring. She didn't help Liv, she didn't get in there and help her at all. And this is all just setting up a story. We'll get to that little bit later on. But it was Natalya who got no offense, who didn't look good in this match, who made bad decisions. And we're all saying that Liv is buried? How ridiculous is that? How can you say Liv is the one being buried when she's the one that looked good? Now, we know last week there was rumours on the dirt sheets that Liv Morgan was set to have a promo on Raw that actually got pulled. These recent promos are meant to sort of be like a flashback to Liv in the bathtub. She lost to Charlotte and stuff, and she went away to become real. She lost to Charlotte again. She was going away maybe again to become real. We don't know exactly what the story is, but apparently the news was that promo was cut. And a lot of people, and understandably, were concerned because once they heard Paul Heyman was off of WWE Creative Team, it seemed like maybe Liv's push was done. Well, Heyman was in charge of Raw last week when apparently Liv Morgan's promo was pulled. So that kind of doesn't make any sense, does it? And the fact that Heyman wasn't in charge of this week's Raw and Liv was on the show as a wrestler and a backstage vignette thing, it's perfectly understandable to now think maybe Liv is not being buried and maybe they just scrapped this whole promo idea. They know how it annoyed people before and they just brought her back to the ring to tell the story. I think that's more than plausible. I think what we saw last night definitely set up multiple different angles now for WWE in different directions. Of course, the first one, the obvious one, was the Iconics getting the win. They are a legitimate tag team. It makes sense that they pinned a makeshift team of Liv and Natalya. They are now going to be going for the women's tag team titles next week on Raw. So that makes perfect sense. They've got a story to tell, which, yes, they are telling. You may not like it, but that is a story. It's something that spawned from this match. Not only that, we had that backstage vignette thing where Natalya was grilling Liv Morgan, saying how Liv made bad decisions. Liv basically let the team down, which is exactly what Natalya did. And you could see the annoyance in Liv Morgan's face. And once again, Liv Morgan has tweeted this out using sick emojis, basically saying how this promo made her feel. So I think it's plausible now to believe that maybe a future storyline for Liv is Liv versus Natalya. Now, that may not be the most exciting story in the world to you, but it's a story that spawned again from this match. Now, obviously, they had the match last week on WWE Main Event. I can't be certain at all. However, I would assume, with WWE currently not doing live events, that this is a way for them to put them in the ring, let them gain some experience together and things like that, and then start telling a story. So I think that's likely. Maybe in the future, Liv versus Natalya would make a whole heap more sense when you look back at what Liv has done since her return at the start of the year. Facing Lana, facing Ruby Riott, people that have wronged her in her past, gaining the experience, gaining the fans' love, gaining exposure for doing so at the same time. And facing Natalya isn't a step back. Natalya's the veteran of the women's division. To casual fans, Natalya's a huge name. And the fact that now Natalya seems to maybe be entering a story with Lana, that kind of throws a curveball, because we know Liv has a past with Lana. We know that Natalya and Liv seemingly now may be feuding. Does that mean maybe Liv could get a tag team partner? That's a possibility. Where does this story go? Again, another thing that spawned from this match was putting Natalya and Lana possibly together. I mean, as a huge Liv Morgan fan, I would absolutely love her to win every single week on Raw, every single match. I want her to be Raw Women's Champion, but to do that, they have to tell a story to get her to that championship belt. That's wrestling. And hell, if Liv Morgan was on every show, every week, winning every championship, just like Charlotte Flair, we'd get bored of her. There'd be people online complaining about the fact that they're pushing Liv to the moon, that they should be pushing somebody else. It's what we've proven to do as wrestling fans recently. So just be patient and wait for the story to be told, then complain about it. Now, the Raw Women's division at the moment, if you just take one look at the picture, is huge compared to the fact they have one championship belt and probably one, maybe two matches per week on Raw. And when you look at the talent and the star power in people like Kairi Sane, Lana, Bianca Belair, Natalya, Ruby Riott, the Iconics, Shayna Baszler, they're not on Raw every single week. They're same as Liv Morgan. And yes, so Liv Morgan may miss a few weeks on Raw. It doesn't mean they've given up on her. It doesn't mean that they don't have anything for her. It just means they've got other stories to tell with other people. So it's perfectly fine for Liv to take a defeat once in a while. And it's perfectly fine for Liv to not be on the show. The fact she was on this week's Raw is a very, very good thing, because we now know that the new creative team have not given up on Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan was not sidelined for Bianca Belair or for Ruby Riott or for Kairi Sane. Any one of those could have played Liv's role in this match, and they didn't. Now, if you did enjoy this video, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Follow me over on Twitter at CWrestlingUK. I will see you in the next one. Thank you very much for joining. Peace!